My son, my dear daughter, stop where you are right now. Take a deep breath and feel my presence enveloping you like a warm embrace. I am here, right beside you, whispering words of life into your heart. You are not alone. You never were. Even when tears streamed down your face and you thought no one saw, I was there, collecting each precious drop in my hands. Today, I come to you with a message that will completely transform your perspective on the challenges you have been facing. I know you have wondered why certain doors seem closed, why some prayers seem to take so long to be answered, why the miracle you so desperately await has not yet arrived. My beloved, there is something very important that I need to reveal to you about how my miracles work. You see, my son, every miracle I perform in your life doesn't happen simply because I decide to. There is a sacred dance between my sovereign will and your response of faith. Your attitude, your words, your daily choices, all of this creates the perfect environment for my miracles to manifest. It's as if you were a gardener tending the soil of your heart, preparing it so that the seeds of the supernatural can sprout. When you wake up in the morning and choose to give thanks even before seeing the answers, you are creating space for a miracle. When you decide to forgive the person who hurt you, you are removing obstacles from the path where my blessing wants to pass. When you speak words of faith instead of complaint, you are building a bridge between the natural and the supernatural. I have been watching you, my dear. I have seen how you have struggled, how you have striven to keep the faith, even when everything seemed to be against you. I saw when you cried in the silence of your room, when you knelt and pleaded for an answer. Each of your tears touched my fatherly heart. Each of your prayers reached my ears like a precious melody. But now, the time has come for you to understand something fundamental. The next miracle in your life is waiting for a specific answer from you. It's not just any answer, but an answer born from absolute trust in who I am and what I can do. It's an answer that goes beyond circumstances, that transcends what your eyes can see. Do you remember Abraham? When I promised him a son, he was 100 years old and Sarah's womb was closed. But Abraham's response wasn't based on human logic. He didn't calculate the impossible. He simply believed that I was capable of making the impossible happen. And it was this response of faith that released the miracle of Isaac. Imagine Moses standing before the Red Sea. Behind him, Pharaoh's army approached. Ahead, waters that seemed impassable. But when he raised his staff and declared my word, the waters parted. His response of obedience and trust paved the way for one of the greatest miracles in history. Remember David facing Goliath, a young shepherd against a giant warrior. But David's response was not one of fear or intimidation. He declared, "You come against me with sword, spear, and shield, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." And with a single stone, the giant fell. My son, my daughter, I'm telling you these stories because I want you to understand that each of these heroes of faith had to give a specific response for the miracle to happen. It wasn't just my will working alone. It was the perfect combination of my supernatural power and their response of faith. Now I ask you, what has been your response to challenges? Have you responded with faith or fear? With gratitude or complaint? With expectation or discouragement? Your response matters more than you imagine because it determines whether you are creating an environment of miracles or an environment of limitations. I'm not saying this to pressure you or to make you feel guilty. On the contrary, I'm revealing a powerful secret that will give you control over the situations in your life. When you understand that your response has the power to influence the supernatural, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become an active partner in my plans for your life. The miracle you're waiting for is already prepared. I've already signed the decree, prepared all the details, and mobilized the necessary resources. But it's waiting for your correct response. It's as if there's a locked door between you and your miracle, and the key is in your hands. That key is your response of faith. My beloved, I see your sincere heart. I know your deepest dreams, your most secret fears, your most precious hopes. And I want you to know that nothing you have gone through has been in vain. Every difficulty has been an opportunity for you to develop stronger spiritual muscles. Every trial has been a school where you learn to trust me more deeply. Now, my dear son, I want you to understand something very important about the moment you are living through. This is not an ordinary period in your life. This is a time of definition, a time when your choices will echo into eternity. I have been preparing you for this moment for a long time, even when you didn't realize it. Do you remember those difficult situations you faced in the past? Those moments when you thought you wouldn't be able to overcome them? Each one was a lesson in preparation for what's to come. I was teaching you to trust yourself when you couldn't see the way. I was showing you that my power is greater than any obstacle. Today, I want to reveal to you the answer that will unlock your next miracle. It's not a complicated answer. It doesn't require difficult words or special rituals. It's a simple but powerful answer, total surrender to my will combined with active expectation of my action. When I speak of surrender, I am not speaking of passivity. It is not about you crossing your arms and waiting for things to happen on their own. Surrender is recognizing that I am God and that my ways are higher than yours. It is letting go of control over situations and trusting that I know exactly what I am doing in your life. But along with this surrender, I want you to have an active expectation. This means that you will wake up every day expecting to see my hand at work. You will look at circumstances with the eyes of faith, searching for signs of my presence. You will speak as someone who has already received the miracle, even before seeing it with your natural eyes. If this message is touching your heart, if you feel that God is speaking directly to you through these words, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here you will find more messages that will strengthen your faith and help you experience the miracles that God has prepared for you. Activate the notification bell so you don't miss any message that can transform your life. And in the comments, write, "I believe," if you are ready to give the right answer that will release your miracle. My beloved, I want to tell you about a woman who perfectly understood this truth. She had a blood disorder for 12 years. She had spent all she had on doctors, but no one could cure her. When she learned that Jesus was passing through the city, something happened in her heart. She didn't focus on the crowd that prevented her from getting close. She didn't think about her limitations or what people would say. Her answer was simple and powerful. If I only touch his clothes, I will be healed. Notice that she didn't say, maybe I will be healed, or I hope I will be healed. She stated with absolute certainty what was going to happen. And when she touched the hem of Jesus' garment, the flow of blood immediately stopped. 12 years of suffering were healed in an instant because of her correct answer. Jesus said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you." It wasn't just Jesus' compassion that worked the miracle. It was the combination of his power and her response of faith. If she had arrived there with doubt, fear, and negative expectations, the outcome would have been different. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand that you have more power than you imagine. Your words have creative power. Your thoughts influence your reality. Your attitude determines whether you will attract blessings or limitations into your life. When you wake up in the morning and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is complaining about the day that is beginning, you are setting your day up for difficulties. But when you open your eyes and declare, "This is the day the Lord has made, let us rejoice and be glad in it," you are creating an environment where miracles can happen. My son, I have been observing your conversations, your prayers, your innermost thoughts. And I realize that many times you have spoken more about your problems than about my promises. You have given more attention to negative circumstances than to my power to transform them. Today, I want you to make a radical change in how you respond to situations. Instead of saying, "I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill," declare, "My God will supply all my needs according to his riches in glory." Instead of saying, "This disease is incurable," proclaim, "By the wounds of Jesus, I have been healed." It's not empty positive thinking, my dear. It's you aligning your words with my word. It's you choosing to believe what I say about your situation instead of accepting what the circumstances are screaming. When you do that, you are giving the response that releases my supernatural power in your life. I want to reveal something to you that perhaps you have never realized. Every time you declare my word about an impossible situation, you are creating an opening in the spiritual world. It's as if you are opening a window between heaven and earth, allowing my glory to descend and transform your reality. The angels stand on alert when you speak with faith. They receive orders to act when your words are aligned with my will. But when you speak with doubt, with fear, with negativity, you are closing those spiritual windows and limiting what I can do in your life. My beloved, the next miracle in your life is not far off. It is not contingent on time, people, or circumstances. It is contingent only on your response, and I am here today to help you give the right response. My precious child, now I want to take you deeper into this revelation that will transform your life forever. You need to understand that there is a battle taking place in the spiritual world for your response. The enemy of your soul knows exactly the power your response of faith has, and that is why he works day and night to influence your thoughts, your emotions, and your words. When you wake up discouraged, when thoughts of defeat invade your mind, when you feel like giving up, it's no coincidence. It's a calculated strategy to make you give the wrong answer. The devil knows that if he can make you respond with fear instead of faith, with doubt instead of trust, he can delay or even prevent my miracles from manifesting in your life. But I have wonderful news for you. You don't have to be a victim of these negative influences. I have given you the authority to choose how you will respond to each situation. You have the power to reject thoughts that do not come from me and embrace the truths that I declare about you. When I created you, my beloved, I breathed into you my own breath of life. This means that within you exists a part of me. You carry my divine nature, my spiritual DNA. Therefore, you have the capacity to operate in the supernatural, to see miracles happen, to live a life that goes beyond human limitations. The problem is that you have often forgotten who you really are. You have seen yourself as just another ordinary person struggling to survive in this difficult world. But I want to remind you today, you are my son, my daughter. You are an heir to the kingdom of heaven. You have direct access to the throne of grace. You can come to me at any time and present your needs. When you understand your true identity, your response to difficulties changes completely. You no longer respond as someone who is at the mercy of circumstances. You respond as someone who has a powerful Father who controls all things. You speak with the authority of one who knows they are unconditionally loved by the Creator of the universe. I want to tell you about a very special moment in Jesus' life that perfectly illustrates what I'm teaching you. It was a stormy night on the Sea of Galilee. The disciples were in the boat, battling contrary winds and gigantic waves. They were afraid, thinking they were going to die. But Jesus was sleeping peacefully in the stern of the boat. It wasn't because he didn't care about what was happening. It was because he knew exactly who he was and what his power was over the circumstances. When the disciples woke him in despair, he got up and said just 3 words, "Peace, be still." Immediately, the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. The disciples were amazed and asked one another, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." They still did not fully grasp the authority Jesus had over all things. My son, I want you to understand that you too have authority over the storms in your life. Not the same authority that Jesus had, but an authority delegated by me. When you speak my word about a difficult situation, when you declare my promises over your problems, you are exercising that spiritual authority. The answer that will unlock your next miracle is an answer of authority. It's you standing up in the midst of the storm and declaring, "In the name of Jesus, this situation will change." It's you looking at the illness and saying, "You have no power over me because I belong to the God who heals." It's you facing financial hardship and proclaiming, "My God will supply all my needs." But in order for you to speak with authority, you first need to understand where that authority comes from. It doesn't come from your strength, your intelligence, or your merits. It comes from the fact that you are my child, that Jesus died for you, that my Holy Spirit dwells in you. When you speak in my name, it's as if I myself am speaking through you. I remember when Moses stood before Pharaoh, demanding that he free my people. Moses was not an eloquent man. He had no political or military power, but he spoke with authority. Every word that came out of his mouth carried the weight of heaven, and so Pharaoh, the most powerful man on earth at that time, had to yield to what Moses declared. You have the same authority that Moses had, my dear. You can stand before the impossible situations in your life and demand that they yield to my will. You can look at the mountain of debt and command it to move. You can face illness and command it to leave your body. You can confront depression and command it to go away in the name of Jesus. But remember, authority without faith is just arrogance. You need to truly believe in what you are declaring. You need to be certain that I am with you, that my word does not return empty, that my power is greater than any problem you may face. When you combine genuine faith with spiritual authority, something powerful happens in the unseen world. Demons tremble, angels mobilize, and I myself rise up to confirm my word that you are declaring. This is what will release the miracle you are waiting for. My beloved, I want you to stop right now and think about the most difficult situation you are facing. That situation that seems to have no solution, that has been keeping you awake at night, that has been causing you anxiety. I want you to know that this situation is not greater than me. It is not stronger than my power. It cannot resist my will for your life. My beloved child, the time has come for me to reveal something that will completely change your perspective on the waiting periods in your life. You have wondered why some miracles take so long to happen, why certain blessings seem to be delayed. Today I want to show you that there are no delays in my plans, only preparation. Every day you have waited, every night you have prayed without seeing an answer, every moment of apparent silence from me, all of this has been part of a divine process of preparation. I am not just preparing the miracle for you, I am preparing you for the miracle. You see, my dear, if I gave you everything you've asked for today, but you weren't prepared to receive it, you could lose it all quickly. It's like giving car keys to a child who hasn't yet learned to drive. The gift can become dangerous if the person lacks the maturity to handle it. Therefore, I have used this waiting time to develop in you qualities that you will need when the miracle arrives. I have taught you patience so that you know how to wait in my perfect time. I have given you opportunities to exercise your faith so that it becomes strong as steel. I have allowed you to go through some difficulties so that you learn to depend completely on me. When Joseph was in prison, he probably wondered why God was taking so long to free him. He had interpreted the dreams correctly. He had helped the king's cupbearer, but he was still forgotten in that cold cell. What Joseph didn't know was that God was preparing not only his release, but his elevation to the second most important position in Egypt. If I had released Joseph from prison right after he interpreted the cupbearer's dream, he would have returned to his ordinary life. But I had much greater plans for him. I needed him to undergo further tests, to develop more wisdom, to learn to manage not just a household, but an entire kingdom. When the right moment finally arrived, everything happened very quickly. In a single day, Joseph was released from prison and became governor of Egypt. In just a few hours, his life changed completely. But this transformation was only possible because he had been prepared during the years of waiting. My son, the same thing is happening to you. I have used each day of this waiting period to prepare you for something much greater than you can imagine. The miracle that is coming is not just to solve your current problem. It is to position you on a completely new level of life, purpose, and influence. But for this to happen, your response during this preparation time is crucial. You can choose to respond with impatience, complaining, and discouragement, or you can choose to respond with gratitude, expectation, and confidence. Your choice will determine whether you are cooperating with my preparation process or resisting it. When you complain about the delay, you are saying that you don't trust my schedule. When you despair, you are declaring that you believe more in circumstances than in my power. When you lose hope, you are closing your heart to receive what I want to give you. But when you give thanks, even without seeing the answer, you are declaring that you trust in my goodness. When you keep the expectation alive, you are creating space in your life for the miracle to happen. When you continue praying and believing, you are cooperating with my work in your life. I want to tell you about a woman named Hannah who understood this truth perfectly. She was barren and suffered greatly because she could not have children. Every year she went to the temple and prayed with tears, asking for a son. Year after year, she returned home with empty arms, but Hannah never stopped believing. She never stopped praying. She never lost hope. She understood that her response of perseverance was part of the process. And when the right moment finally came, I didn't just give her an ordinary son. I gave her Samuel, one of the greatest prophets in the history of Israel. If Anna had given up in the 5th year, the 10th year, the 15th year, she would have missed the miracle that was being prepared for her. But because she maintained the correct answer throughout the waiting period, she received much more than she had asked for. My beloved, I know it has been difficult to maintain faith when circumstances don't change. I know it has been challenging to keep praying when it seems your words are lost in the void. I know it has been painful to see others receiving their blessings while you still wait for yours. But I want you to know that I have never forgotten you. Every prayer of yours is recorded in my heart. Every tear of yours is precious to me. Every day of waiting is being counted, and when the perfect moment arrives, everything will fall into place in a way that will leave you amazed. The miracle that is coming to you is not just an answer to your prayers. It is a demonstration of my love for you. It is proof that I have taken care of every detail of your life. It is a testimony to others that I still perform miracles today. Therefore, my son, I need your response during these final moments of waiting to be perfect. I need you to maintain your unwavering faith. I need you to continue declaring my promises even when you see no signs of change. I need you to act like someone who has already received the miracle, even before seeing it with your natural eyes. When you do this, you are giving the final answer that will unlock everything I have prepared for you. It's as if you are turning the last key that opens the safe where your miracle is kept. My dear son, now I want to reveal to you a secret that few know about how my miracles manifest. There is a specific moment, a turning point, where everything changes instantly. It's as if there were an invisible line in time, and when you cross it with the correct answer, the impossible becomes possible. This moment is not determined by human calendars or earthly chronometers. It is determined by the maturity of your faith, the purity of your trust, and the intensity of your surrender. When all these elements align perfectly, the heavens open and my power is poured out upon your situation. I have watched you getting closer and closer to that moment. Every prayer you've offered, every word of faith you've declared, every act of obedience you've performed, all of this has brought you closer to the finish line. You are much closer to your miracle than you imagine. But I need to warn you about something very important. The enemy also knows that you are approaching this decisive moment. That's why he has intensified his attacks against you. He has been trying to make you give up precisely when you are closest to victory. He has been whispering lies in your ears, trying to convince you that nothing will change, that you are wasting your time, that it is better to accept the situation as it is. Don't fall into that trap, my beloved. When the pressure mounts, when the attacks intensify, when everything seems to be getting worse, that's a sign that you're on the right track. It's a sign that the enemy is desperate because he knows he's losing the battle. I want to tell you about a crucial moment in Elijah's life that perfectly illustrates what I'm teaching you. He was on Mount Carmel, confronting the prophets of Baal. There was a crowd watching, waiting to see which God would answer with fire. Elijah prayed once, twice, 3 times, but nothing happened. The prophets of Baal shouted, cut themselves, performed desperate rituals, but their gods remained silent. The pressure on Elijah was enormous. People began to doubt. King Ahab mocked. It seemed that I had abandoned my prophet at the most crucial moment. But then Elijah approached the altar, offered a simple prayer full of faith, and immediately fire came down from heaven. It was no ordinary fire. It was a supernatural fire that consumed not only the sacrifice, but also the wood, the stones, and even the water surrounding the altar. It was such a powerful miracle that the entire crowd fell to their knees and declared, "The Lord is God. The Lord is God." What made the difference was not the quantity of prayers Elijah offered, but the quality of his response at the crucial moment. He did not pray with doubt or despair. He prayed with the absolute confidence of one who knows the power of his God. And it was this response of unwavering faith that released the miracle. My son, you are living your Mount Carmel moment. Circumstances are putting pressure on you. The people around you may be doubting you. The enemy is trying to intimidate you. But I want you to know that the fire of heaven is about to descend upon your situation. Your response at this moment is crucial. Now is not the time to hesitate, to question, to retreat. It is time for you to stand with authority and declare who I am and what I can do. It is time for you to pray, not as someone who is begging, but as someone who knows their rights as a child of the King of Kings. When you pray with that authority, when you declare my word with that confidence, when you act with that certainty, you are creating the perfect conditions for my power to manifest. It's as if you are lighting a beacon that allows me to pinpoint exactly where I need to act. I want to reveal something to you that perhaps you have never realized. Your enemies are also watching your response. They know that if you keep the faith until the end, if you don't give up at the last moment, they will have to acknowledge that I am the true God. Your victory will not only be yours, it will be a powerful testimony of my power to all those around you. That's why the devil is doing everything he can to break your resistance now. He knows that if he can make you give up in the final meters of the race, he can steal not only your miracle, but also the testimony that your life should be for other people. But I have a prophetic word for you today. You will not give up. You will not back down. You will not accept defeat. Because I have placed within you a winning spirit, a supernatural determination, a faith that does not surrender in the face of difficulties. When David was facing Goliath, all the soldiers of Israel were afraid. They saw only an invincible giant. But David saw an opportunity to show the power of the God of Israel. He didn't focus on the size of the problem. He focused on the greatness of his God. David's response was courageous and full of faith. You come against me with sword, spear, and shield, but I come against you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. And with a simple stone, the giant fell. My beloved, the giant you are facing will also fall. It doesn't matter how long he has intimidated you. It doesn't matter how many people have tried to bring him down without success. When you respond with the faith of David, when you declare my name over the situation, when you act with the courage I have placed within you, the impossible will happen. The moment is approaching, my son. I can feel your faith growing stronger, your confidence solidifying, your determination intensifying. You are becoming exactly the person you need to be to receive the miracle I have prepared for you. My precious child, the time has come for me to reveal something that will revolutionize your understanding of the power of gratitude amidst battles. You have been so focused on what has not yet arrived that you have forgotten to celebrate what I have already done in your life. And this is one of the most important keys to unlocking your next miracle. When you give thanks in the midst of the storm, when you praise before seeing victory, when you celebrate my past good deeds while awaiting future ones, you are creating a supernatural atmosphere around you. Gratitude is like a spiritual magnet that attracts my presence and accelerates the manifestation of my miracles. I remember a very special moment in King Jehoshaphat's life that perfectly illustrates this truth. 3 enemy armies had joined together to attack Judah. It was a situation that was humanly impossible to overcome. Jehoshaphat could have panicked, he could have tried to form political alliances, he could have despaired. But his response was extraordinary. He summoned all the people to fast and seek my face. And when I spoke through the prophet that they would not need to fight, that I myself would fight for them, Jehoshaphat did something that surprised even the angels. He placed the singers in front of the army. Imagine the scene, my dear. Instead of armed soldiers marching into battle, there were singers chanting praises. Instead of war cries, there were songs of gratitude. Instead of military strategies, there was pure worship. And the result was extraordinary. The enemies destroyed each other, and Judah didn't even need to fight. This is the response I am expecting from you now. Instead of focusing on the size of your problems, I want you to focus on the size of my victories in your life. Instead of talking about what is missing, I want you to declare what I have already provided. Instead of lamenting the doors that are still closed, I want you to celebrate the doors that I have already opened. When you shift your perspective in this way, something powerful happens in the spiritual realm. Your gratitude releases my glory upon your situation. Your praise confounds the enemy's plans. Your worship creates an environment where my miracles can flow freely. I want you to stop now and think of 3 things you can thank me for today. It doesn't have to be something big or extraordinary. It could be the fact that you are alive, that you have a roof over your head, that you have people who love you. When you acknowledge these simple blessings, you are declaring that I am a good and faithful God. But I want to teach you a special kind of gratitude that will accelerate your miracles even more. Anticipatory gratitude. It's when you thank me for what you haven't yet seen, but that you know I will do. It's when you celebrate victory before the battle is over. It's when you praise the answer before it arrives. This was Mary's response when the angel Gabriel announced that she would be the mother of the Messiah. She didn't wait to see the baby born to believe. She didn't ask for signs or confirmations. Immediately she said, "My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior." She gave thanks in advance for the miracle that was yet to come. And it was this response of anticipated gratitude that created the perfect environment for the greatest miracle in history to happen. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. The salvation of humanity became possible, all because a young woman chose to respond with gratitude before witnessing the manifestation. My beloved, I want you to practice this anticipatory gratitude today. I want you to thank me for the healing that is coming, for the provision that is on its way, for the restoration that I am preparing. When you do this, you are demonstrating mature faith, absolute trust in my character and my promises. But remember, gratitude isn't just an emotion, it's a decision. There will be days when you won't feel like being grateful. There will be times when circumstances will scream so loudly that it will be difficult to hear your own voice. In those moments, you need to choose to be grateful, regardless of how you're feeling. When Paul and Silas were in prison in Philippi, their feet fastened in stocks and their backs bleeding from beatings, they had every reason to complain. But their response was to sing hymns of praise at midnight. And what happened? A supernatural earthquake opened all the prison doors and broke all the chains. They didn't sing because they felt good. They sang because they chose to trust me even in the most difficult situation. And that response of praise amidst the pain released a miracle that not only freed them, but also led the jailer and his entire family to salvation. My son, your current situation may seem like a prison. You may feel trapped by circumstances, limited by problems, chained by difficulties. But I want you to know that your response of gratitude and praise has the power to cause a spiritual earthquake that will open all doors and break all chains. Don't wait until you feel like giving thanks. Don't wait for things to get better to praise. Start now, right where you are, with the situation you have. Open your mouth and declare my goodness. Raise your hands and acknowledge my faithfulness. Sing, even if it's with tears in your eyes. When you do this, you are giving the answer that moves my fatherly heart. You are demonstrating that your trust in me does not depend on circumstances. You are declaring that I am worthy of praise not only when things are going well, but especially when they seem to be going badly. This is the answer that will determine your next miracle, my beloved. It is not an answer of despair or pleading. It is an answer of gratitude and trust. It is you acknowledging that I have already won the battle, even before it is over. It is you celebrating my victory, even before seeing it with your natural eyes. My beloved child, now I need to talk to you about something that could be the difference between receiving your miracle or losing it, the power of forgiveness. I know it may seem strange to talk about forgiveness when we are discussing miracles, but there is a deep connection between these two spiritual realities that you need to understand. When you hold on to resentment, bitterness, or hurt feelings in your heart, you are creating spiritual blockages that prevent my power from flowing freely in your life. It's like large stones obstructing a river. The water can still flow, but not with the force and speed it should have. I have been observing your heart, my dear, and I see that there are some wounds that you have not yet fully surrendered to me. There are people who have hurt you, situations that have disappointed you, injustices that you have suffered. And although you have tried to forget, although you have tried to move on, there is still a pain stored deep inside that is affecting your ability to receive all that I want to give you. I'm not saying this to condemn you or to make you feel guilty. I'm saying it because I love you too much to let anything stop you from experiencing the fullness of my miracles. I'm revealing this to you because I want you to be completely free, completely healed, completely restored. Forgiveness is not just a commandment I gave you to make your life harder. It is a gift I offered you to make your life lighter. When you forgive, you are not doing a favor for the person who hurt you. You are doing yourself a favor. You are removing the chains that bind you to the past and opening space for a glorious future. I want to tell you about a man named Joseph who understood this truth perfectly. His own brothers sold him into slavery. They destroyed his dreams, separated him from his family, and caused indescribable pain in his heart. Joseph had every reason to harbor bitterness, to plot revenge, to nurture hatred. But when he finally had the opportunity to take revenge, when his brothers were completely at his mercy, his response was surprising. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Instead of revenge, he chose forgiveness. Instead of bitterness, he chose love. Instead of destruction, he chose restoration. And it was precisely this response of forgiveness that allowed Joseph to experience the greatest miracle of his life. He not only became governor of Egypt, but also became the instrument I used to save not only his family, but entire nations from famine. If he had chosen bitterness, he would have lost his destiny. My beloved, I want you to understand that forgiveness doesn't mean you have to trust the person who hurt you again. It doesn't mean you have to go back to having the same relationship as before. Forgiveness means you choose to release that person from the debt they owe you and place the situation in my hands. When you do this, you are declaring that you trust in my justice more than in your vengeance. You are acknowledging that I am able to handle the situation in a much better way than you ever could. You are making room for me to transform even the bad things that have happened to you into blessings for your life. There is a woman in the Bible who deeply touched me with her response of forgiveness. She was caught in adultery and brought to Jesus to be stoned. Everyone condemned her, everyone judged her, everyone wanted to see her dead. But when Jesus said, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone," one by one, her accusers went away. When Jesus asked where her accusers were, she replied, "No one has condemned me, Lord." And then Jesus said the words that changed her life forever, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." At that moment, she experienced the miracle of divine forgiveness. All her guilt was removed, all her shame was erased, all her condemnation was cancelled. My son, if I can forgive the most terrible sins, if I can erase the deepest guilt, if I can restore the most broken lives, how much more can you forgive those who have hurt you? When you forgive as I forgive, you are reflecting my divine nature. You are acting as my true son. And here's the secret that few know. When you genuinely forgive, you unleash a supernatural power that accelerates all other miracles in your life. It's as if forgiveness were a master key that opens all the doors that were locked. Your healing comes faster. Your prosperity flows more easily. Your relationships are restored more deeply. This happens because forgiveness aligns your heart with my heart. When you forgive, you're thinking as I think, feeling as I feel, acting as I act. And when this harmony exists between us, my power can flow through you without any obstacle. I want you to do something right now, my dear. I want you to think about the person who hurt you the most, the situation that disappointed you the most, the injustice that angered you the most, and I want you to make a conscious decision to forgive. Not because the person deserves it, but because you deserve to be free. Say aloud, "I forgive person's name. I release this person from the debt they owe me. I place this situation in God's hands. I choose to be free from bitterness, resentment, and hurt. I open my heart to receive the miracles God has for me." When you make this declaration sincerely, something powerful happens in the spiritual world. Invisible chains break. Blockages dissolve, doors open, and the path becomes completely clear for your next miracle to manifest. My precious child, now I want to reveal something to you that will completely transform the way you pray and relate to me. You have been praying like someone trying to convince me to do something for you, but I want to teach you to pray like someone who already knows that I want to bless you more than you yourself desire to be blessed. The difference between these two ways of praying is enormous. When you pray, trying to convince me, you are starting from the premise that I am reluctant to help you, that I need to be persuaded to act in your favor. But when you pray knowing my love for you, you are starting from the truth that I already want to give you much more than you are asking for. I am your Father, my beloved. And like every father who loves his children, I delight in blessing you, in seeing you happy, in providing for your needs. You don't need to beg me to take care of you. You don't need to convince me that you deserve my blessings. You only need to come to me with confidence and receive what I have already prepared for you. When Jesus taught his disciples to pray, he began with the words, "Our Father," not distant God, not inaccessible Lord, but Father. This reveals the nature of the relationship I want to have with you. It is an intimate, personal relationship, full of love and care. An earthly father who loves his children doesn't wait for them to beg for food when they're hungry. He provides food even before they ask. He doesn't wait for them to humble themselves to receive protection when they're in danger. He protects them naturally out of love. How much more so I, who am the perfect Father, who loves you with an infinite and unconditional love. I already know what you need, even before you ask me. I have already prepared the solution before the problem even appears. I have already provided the miracle before you even realize you need it. Your response of faith, therefore, should not be that of someone trying to force something from me. It should be that of someone gratefully receiving what I already want to give. It's like a child running into their father's arms, knowing they will be received with love and affection. I want to tell you about a very special moment in Jesus' life that perfectly illustrates this truth. He was praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, knowing that in a few hours he would be crucified. The anguish was so great that his sweat became like drops of blood. It was the most difficult moment of his earthly life, but notice how he prayed, "Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." Even in the greatest difficulty, he did not pray with despair or distrust. He prayed intimately, calling me Father. He prayed with submission, acknowledging that my will is always the best. And what was my response? I sent an angel to strengthen him. I did not remove the suffering because it was necessary for the salvation of humanity, but I gave him the strength he needed to get through that moment. I cared for my beloved son just as I care for you. My dear, when you pray with that same intimacy and trust, when you come to me like a child who knows he is loved, your prayer becomes powerful in a supernatural way. It's not because you used the right words or followed some magic formula. It's because you are praying according to the nature of our relationship. I want to teach you a way to pray that will revolutionize your spiritual life. Instead of starting your prayers by listing your problems and needs, begin by declaring who I am and who you are to me. Say, "Father, thank you because you are good and your love endures forever. Thank you because I am your beloved child in whom you are well pleased." Udil. When you begin like this, you are aligning your heart with the truth about our relationship. You are remembering that you are not a beggar knocking on a stranger's door, but a child entering your Father's house. This shift in perspective completely transforms the atmosphere of your prayer. Then, instead of begging for your needs, present them with confidence, knowing that I already want to provide for them. Say, "Father, you know my need for," mention your need. "I trust that you have already provided the solution. I now receive by faith what you have for me." This is not presumption, my beloved. It is mature faith. It is you recognizing that I am a good God who delights in blessing his children. It is you acting in accordance with the truth that I love you more than you can imagine. When you pray in this way, something extraordinary happens. Your prayer doesn't get stuck on earth, struggling to reach me. It flies straight to my throne, full of faith and trust. And my answer comes quickly and powerfully because there is no doubt or unbelief to hinder the process. I remember a prayer Solomon made when he became king of Israel. He could have asked for riches, power, victory over his enemies, but he asked for wisdom to govern the people well. And do you know what my answer was? I was so pleased with his request that I not only gave him wisdom, but also riches and honor that he hadn't even asked for. When you pray in alignment with my heart, when your desires are in tune with my will, I can give you far more than you can imagine. I can surprise you with blessings you didn't even know you needed. I can open doors you didn't even know existed. My son, your confident prayer response is one of the most important keys to unlocking your next miracle. Stop praying like a beggar and start praying like a child. Stop begging and start receiving. Stop doubting and start trusting. My beloved child, the time has come for me to reveal something that will forever change your understanding of when my miracles happen. You have wondered why some people receive their blessings quickly, while others have to wait longer. Today, I want to show you that there is no favoritism on my part, only different levels of preparation and purpose. Each person I created has a unique destiny, a specific calling, a particular mission on this earth. And the miracles I perform in each person's life are directly connected to that greater purpose. They are not merely answers to immediate needs. They are pieces of a divine puzzle being assembled for something much bigger. When I take a while to answer a prayer, it's not because I don't care or because I've forgotten about you. It's because I'm preparing something so grand that it needs the perfect moment. It's like a conductor leading an orchestra. Each instrument needs to come in at the exact time for the music to be perfect. Your miracle, my dear, is not just about you. It will impact other people. It will open paths to other miracles. It will be a testament to my power for many who are watching your life. That is why I need everything to be perfectly aligned before I release it. I want to tell you about a man named Lazarus who experienced this truth profoundly. When he became ill, his sisters sent an urgent message to Jesus. "Lord, the one you love is sick." It was a simple, direct request, full of faith. They knew that Jesus could heal any illness, but Jesus' response was surprising. Instead of rushing immediately to Bethany, he stayed 2 more days where he was. When he finally arrived, Lazarus had already died and had been buried for 4 days. Martha and Mary were devastated. They said, "Lord, if you had been here, our brother would not have died." From a human perspective, Jesus had arrived too late. The miracle of healing was no longer possible, but Jesus had a much bigger plan. He didn't just want to heal Lazarus, he wanted to resurrect him. And for that, it was necessary that Lazarus die first. When Jesus cried out, "Lazarus, come out," the dead man came out of the tomb. It was such a powerful miracle that many Jews believed in him that day. If Jesus had arrived earlier and simply healed Lazarus, the result would have been much less significant. But because he waited for the perfect moment, the miracle was far greater than anyone could have imagined. My beloved, perhaps you are feeling like Martha and Mary, thinking that I arrived too late for your situation. Perhaps you think you missed the opportunity, that the moment has passed, that now it's impossible. But I want you to know that for me, there is no such thing as too late. I can resurrect dead dreams, restore broken relationships, rebuild shattered lives. What appears to be a delay from a human perspective is preparation from a divine perspective. While you wait, I am working behind the scenes, aligning people, preparing situations, removing obstacles. When the right moment finally arrives, everything will fall into place so perfectly that you will understand why it was necessary to wait. Your response during this time of apparent delay is crucial. You can choose to respond impatiently, questioning my methods and doubting my goodness. Or you can choose to respond confidently, knowing that I have a perfect plan and that my timing is always the best. When you respond with confidence, you are cooperating with my process. You are allowing me to work not only on external situations, but also on your inner character. Each day of waiting is an opportunity for you to grow in faith, develop patience, and deepen your dependence on me. I want to reveal something to you that perhaps you've never realized. The miracle that is coming to you will be much greater than what you originally asked for. You prayed for one thing, but I have prepared something far better. You expected a simple answer, but I have planned a complete transformation. It's as if you asked for a fish, but I'm preparing a feast. You asked for a drop of rain, but I'm sending a storm of blessings. You expected a small miracle, but I've prepared something that will impact generations. Therefore, I need your response to be one of growing expectation, not diminished expectation. I need you to broaden your vision, increase your faith, and prepare yourself to receive far more than you imagine. When you do this, you are creating space in your life so that I can pour out abundant blessings. Remember Hannah, Samuel's mother. She prayed for a son for years, but when she finally received Samuel, she understood that God had not only answered her personal prayer, He had given her a son who would be one of Israel's greatest prophets, someone who would change the destiny of an entire nation. If Hannah had received an ordinary son in her first year of prayer, she would have been satisfied. But God had much greater plans. He was preparing not just a son for Hannah, but a leader for Israel. And for that, it was necessary for her to go through a preparation process that would make her the ideal mother for a prophet. My son, the same thing is happening to you. I am not just preparing an answer to your prayer. I am preparing you for a destiny that goes far beyond what you can imagine. The miracle that is coming will position you to fulfill the greater purpose I have for your life. Therefore, your response of confident patience is not just about receiving what you asked for. It's about becoming who you need to be to carry what I want to give you. It's about developing the maturity necessary to manage the blessings that are coming. My precious child, now I want to reveal to you the most powerful secret about how to accelerate the manifestation of your miracles: immediate obedience. There is a direct connection between your willingness to quickly obey my guidance and the speed at which my miracles manifest in your life. Often I whisper small instructions into your heart, small directions that may seem insignificant. It might be an encouragement to forgive someone, guidance to help a person in need, a call to pray about a specific situation. And your response to these small directions determines whether you are ready to receive greater miracles. When you obey immediately, without questioning, without hesitating, without making excuses, you are demonstrating mature trust in me. You are saying that you recognize my voice, that you trust my wisdom, that you are willing to follow my leadership even when you don't fully understand the purpose. I want to tell you about a prophet named Elisha who perfectly understood this truth. There was a desperate widow who came to him because her creditors wanted to take her 2 sons as slaves to pay her debts. She had nothing of value, only a jar of oil. Elisha could have performed an instant miracle, multiplying the oil immediately. But instead, he gave a specific instruction. Go, borrow empty vessels from all your neighbors. Don't ask for just a few. Then, go into your house with your sons, shut the door, and begin pouring the oil into all the vessels. The widow's response was one of immediate obedience. She didn't question why she needed to borrow vessels. She didn't ask how the oil would multiply. She didn't hesitate because of the shame of asking her neighbors for help. She simply obeyed, exactly as Elisha had instructed. And the result was extraordinary. The oil continued to flow until all the vessels were full. She sold the oil, paid off all her debts, and still had money left over for her and her children to live on. But the miracle only happened because she completely obeyed the instructions she received. My beloved, I have noticed that you often receive my guidance, but you are slow to obey. You keep analyzing, questioning, trying to understand every detail before acting. And while you hesitate, the perfect moment for a miracle may pass you by. Obedience doesn't need to come with complete understanding. In fact, the obedience that pleases me most is the one that comes simply from trust in my character. It's when you obey, not because you understand the whole plan, but because you know that I love you and that I would never guide you towards something that wasn't for your own good. When Naaman, the Syrian commander, came to Elisha to be healed of leprosy, he received a very simple instruction: to dip himself 7 times in the Jordan River. Naaman was annoyed because he expected something more elaborate, more impressive. He almost left without receiving his cure because of his resistance to simple obedience. Fortunately, his servants persuaded him to obey, and when he dipped himself for the 7th time, his skin was clean as a child's. The miracle was available from the very first moment, but it only manifested itself when there was complete obedience. My son, perhaps I have given you simple instructions that you have neglected. Perhaps I have whispered in your heart to do things that seem small or unimportant. But I want you to understand that there is no instruction from me that is too small to be important. When I guide you to forgive someone, it's not just about that person. It's about freeing your heart to receive more love. When I call you to help someone in need, it's not just about that person's need. It's about opening channels of blessing in your own life. When I ask you to pray about a situation, it's not just about that situation. It's about developing your spiritual authority. Every act of obedience is like a key that opens a new door in the spiritual realm. Every time you respond quickly to my guidance, you are demonstrating that you can be entrusted with greater responsibilities, greater miracles, greater blessings. I remember a young man named David who demonstrated this immediate obedience when he was anointed by Samuel. He was tending the sheep when his father called him home. He could have said he was busy, that the sheep needed tending, that he would return later, but he obeyed immediately, leaving everything to answer the call. And it was precisely at that moment of obedience that his life changed forever. Samuel anointed him as the future king of Israel. If David had hesitated, if he had delayed in obeying, perhaps he would have missed that divine moment that would define his destiny. My dear, I want you to understand that your next opportunity for a miracle may be disguised in a simple piece of guidance I will give you. It could be an impulse to call someone, to go to a specific place, to take an action that seems small. Your immediate response of obedience may be exactly what will release the miracle you are waiting for. Therefore, I encourage you to keep your heart sensitive to my voice. Do not harden your heart with doubts or questions. When I speak, respond quickly. When I instruct, obey immediately. When I call, answer without delay. Remember, partial obedience is disguised disobedience. Delayed obedience can be a missed opportunity, but immediate and complete obedience is the key that unlocks the doors to the impossible in your life. My beloved child, we have reached the most important moment of this revelation. I want to tell you about the final answer that will determine not only if you will receive your miracle, but when and how it will manifest. It is the answer of total surrender, of complete yielding, of absolute abandonment into my hands. You have struggled so hard to control the circumstances, to find humane solutions, to make things happen through your own strength. But I want you to understand that as long as you are trying to be the author of your own story, I cannot be the God of your miracles. I need you to take your hands off the situation so that I can take mine. Surrender is not giving up, my dear. It is not passivity or conformity. It is the conscious decision to recognize that I am God and you are not. It is the mature choice to trust more in my wisdom than in your understanding. It is the act of faith to place your life completely in the hands of the one who loves you more than you can imagine. When you truly surrender, something extraordinary happens in the spiritual world. Your anxieties transform into peace. Your fears become confidence. Your agitation turns into rest. And in this state of surrender, my power can flow freely through you and around you. I want to tell you about a pivotal moment in Abraham's life that perfectly illustrates this truth. I had promised him a son through Sarah, but the years passed and nothing happened. Abraham tried to help my promise be fulfilled through Hagar, but that was not my will. Finally, when he was 100 years old and Sarah was 90, Isaac was born. But then came the most difficult test of Abraham's life. I asked him to offer Isaac as a sacrifice on Mount Moriah. It was an order that made no human sense. How could I ask him to sacrifice the son of the promise? How would my promises be fulfilled if Isaac died? But Abraham had learned to trust me even when he didn't understand my ways. He rose early in the morning, prepared everything, and went up the mountain with Isaac. When the time came to raise the knife, he was ready to obey completely, trusting that I would know how to fulfill my promises. And it was precisely at that moment of total surrender that I intervened. Abraham, Abraham, do not lay a hand on the boy. Now I know that you fear God because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son. And right there was a ram caught by its horns, which served as a substitute for the sacrifice. Abraham didn't need to sacrifice Isaac, but he did need to be willing to do so. He needed to reach the point of total surrender so that I could demonstrate my faithfulness in an even more powerful way. And because of that responsive surrender, I renewed my promises to him in an even more abundant way. My beloved, perhaps I am asking you to place on the altar that which is most precious to you. Perhaps it is a relationship you have been trying to control, a financial situation you have been trying to resolve alone, a dream you have been trying to achieve through your own strength. I am not asking you to destroy these things. I am asking you to surrender them completely to me. When you do this, when you place everything on the altar of surrender, you are declaring that you trust me more than anything else. You are saying that you would rather have me without these things than have these things without me. And that is the response that releases my power without limit in your life. True surrender is always accompanied by a supernatural peace. When you truly surrender a situation to me, you stop worrying about it. You stop trying to control it. You stop losing sleep over it. You rest assured that it is in the right hands, in the hands of the one who has the power to do far more than you could ask or imagine. I remember a storm on the Sea of Galilee when the disciples were desperate, fighting against the winds and waves. They rowed with all their might, tried to control the boat, did everything they knew how to do, but the storm was bigger than them. Jesus was sleeping peacefully in the stern of the boat. It wasn't indifference, it was total surrender to the Father's will. When the disciples woke him in despair, he got up and simply said, "Be quiet, be still." Immediately, there was a great calm. The difference between the disciples' despair and Jesus' peace was surrender. The disciples tried to control the situation with their own strength. Jesus rested in the confidence that the Father was in control of all things. And when he acted from that surrender, the impossible happened. My son, your storm can also calm instantly when you stop fighting it and surrender everything into my hands. When you stop trying to be the captain of the ship and allow me to take command. When you exchange your turmoil for my peace. Surrender doesn't happen all at once. It's a choice you need to make every day, sometimes several times a day. Every time you feel the anxiety returning, every time you realize you're trying to control again, every time you notice you're trusting yourself more than me, you need to make the conscious choice to surrender everything again. Say with me now, Father, I completely surrender this situation into your hands. I stop trying to control it. I stop worrying about it. I trust that you have the best plan and that you will make everything work together for my good. I rest in your wisdom, your kindness, and your love for me. When you make this declaration sincerely, when you truly let go of the reins of your life and allow me to take complete control, you are giving the final answer that unlocks all the miracles I have prepared for you. My beloved child, we have reached the end of this journey of revelation. But in truth, we are only at the beginning of a new phase of your life. Everything I have revealed to you in these moments has not been merely words of comfort, but divine instructions to position you exactly where you need to be to receive the miracle that is already on its way. I want you to understand that this was not a chance encounter. It was no coincidence that you are here, listening to these words at this specific moment in your life. I orchestrated every detail so that you would receive exactly what you needed to hear, at the exact moment you needed to hear it. Your life is about to change radically and permanently. All the answers I have taught you, unwavering faith, anticipatory gratitude, liberating forgiveness, confident prayer, hopeful patience, immediate obedience, total surrender, are not merely theoretical concepts. They are spiritual keys that you now possess to unlock the doors to the impossible in your life. But I need you to understand something very important. Knowing these truths is not enough. You need to live them. You need to practice them. You need to make them the foundation of your daily response to life circumstances. When you do that, you become a person through whom my miracles flow naturally. I want to make you a solemn promise today, my dear son. In the coming days, weeks, and months, you will begin to see clear signs that your life is changing. These will not be small or gradual changes. They will be evident transformations, visible miracles, tangible blessings that will make you and everyone around you recognize that the hand of God is upon your life. Your financial situation will change. The broken relationships in your life will be restored. The health you have been seeking will manifest. Doors that were closed will open. Dreams that seemed dead will be resurrected. And all this will happen in a way that will make it impossible to deny that it was I who did it. But remember, when miracles begin to manifest, your response will be crucial in determining whether they continue to flow or are interrupted. Do not allow pride to enter your heart. Do not forget who is the author of your blessings. Remain humble, remain grateful, remain dependent on me. When people ask how your life has changed so quickly, you will have the opportunity to be a witness to my power. Tell them about these truths that I have revealed to you. Share the answers that I have taught you. Be a channel through which others may also receive their miracles. I also want to prepare you for something that might happen. Not everyone will understand or accept the changes in your life. Some people may question, criticize, or even distance themselves from you. Don't let that discourage you or make you doubt what I am doing. Remember that not everyone is ready to see the power of God manifest itself. Continue loving these people, continue praying for them, but don't let their unbelief affect your faith. You know the truth about what I have done in your life. You have experienced my power personally. Hold fast to this certainty, regardless of the reactions of others. I want you to know that this is just the beginning of a life of miracles. What you will experience in the coming times is only a sample of what I have prepared for you. As you continue to grow in faith, as you continue to apply these truths, as you continue to respond correctly to my guidance, you will see ever greater miracles manifesting in your life. You will become known for the presence of God in your life. People will seek you out for prayer because they will know that I hear their prayers. You will be used as an instrument of miracles in the lives of others. Your testimony will impact generations. But for now, focus on what I am doing in your personal life. Practice daily the responses I have taught you. When you wake up in the morning, begin the day with gratitude and expectation. During the day, keep your heart sensitive to my voice. Before you sleep, surrender all your worries into my hands. I want to end with a special blessing upon your life. May my peace, which surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and mind. May my joy be your strength at all times. May my wisdom guide your every step. May my love be poured out abundantly upon you and through you. May you never again doubt my love for you. May you never again question my power to transform your life. May you never again accept less than the best that I have for you. You are my beloved child, in whom I delight, and I will do extraordinary things through your life. Go in peace, my dear. Go with faith. Go with expectation. Your miracle is not just coming, it has already begun, and the best is yet to come. I love you with an everlasting love, and nothing will ever be able to separate you from my love. Amen.